Hello, I'm Dr. Bradley Elisea. I'm the head scientist here at Orthogonal Lab, and I wanted to go through some of our communication and collaboration tools in this video. So we're a virtual lab, and we're distributed around the world, so we need to have a couple of tools to keep our collaborations tight and keep people working asynchronously, as well as in our meetings. You may have seen our meetings on YouTube. We have these tools. If you join these Slack channels and these Discord channels through our website, you can find out more. But I'm going to show you and walk through what we have. So the first thing we have is the Slack channel, and we have a Slack team for Orthogonal Lab. And there, as you can see, once you join, you join via Slack Pass, and you get in, and you have access to all these different channels. So depending on what you want to do, you have a channel for our different projects, and maybe some of them look interesting. Please feel free to join them once you join our Slack. And so you start at the general channel, and this is where we put a lot of our news about our general meetings, which are on Saturdays, and some other general notes. And so people are, being greeted in here, but then it's up to the person to decide what channels they want to join. And so there are a lot of public channels here, from bioevolution and brain organoids to ethics, society, and tech, to other types of projects like developmental AI, data science, cybernetics. We have a channel on virtual reality and neurotech, and we have some other channels as well. So feel free to join whatever channel you would like. And so we use this as one of our main channels of collaboration and communication. If you're interested in the DivaWorm group, and this is a group that's more biologically oriented than the main Orthogonal Lab, we're actually in the OpenWorm Slack. So this is the OpenWorm Foundation Slack, and you can join this via Slack Pass as well. And our activities, or at least the activities I'm involved with, are mainly in two channels. The first is the DivaWorm channel. So this is the DivaWorm channel. We have links to our general meetings every Monday, and we have the Orthogonal Lab main meeting and the DivaWorm main meeting are both on YouTube. So we put these meetings on YouTube so people can view them asynchronously later on. But if you'd like to join, I usually post a link just before the meeting starts in the Slack channel. So, and this holds true for the general channel and the Orthogonal Lab Slack as well. You can just join in. Feel free to click on the link and join in. Meetings are usual. The Orthogonal Lab general meeting is around 2 hours, and the DivaWorm general meeting is usually around an hour. So it's always good to sort of interact in person, but if you can't, that's perfectly fine. And you can then use what you've learned from the video and have a conversation about some of these topics. So you can either do that here on the DivaWorm channel, or you can do this in the DivaLearn channel. And the DivaLearn channel is a channel specifically for some of our machine learning activities and some of our data analysis activities. DivaLearn is a platform that involves pre-trained models and deep learning for analyzing biological data. We've been working more recently with graph neural networks, so the information about that is in here as well. So that's our Slack presence. But what we've had over time is, Slack is limiting. And some of the topics, maybe we don't want to limit ourselves to just one channel in Slack. So what we've done more recently is founded a number of Discord channels. And so the reason Discord is useful is because it takes like a certain topic and expands it out. So this is the computational critical periods Discord. And again, you can get to this through our website, through our main website. You can join through a Slack Pass again, or I guess it's a Discord Pass. And computational critical periods is one of our channels, and this is a topic in developmental science on critical periods, or periods of development where it's, this is where you learn most of your information. So we have a lot of information on critical periods. It's not too active right now, but we have a lot of literature review. We have a bibliography channel. We have tangential discussions, which are, topically relevant. We have developmental AI, so this is more along the lines of applying developmental science to artificial intelligence. This is a simulation channel, and this is non-neuronal cognition. So it holds true for our Slack channels as well as our Discord channels that if you want to take the lead to become a discussion leader in one of these channels, it's perfectly fine. And in fact, that's a great way to contribute to our community is to adopt a channel of your own or create a channel in consultation with myself or Jesse Parent, and we can get you set up on like a topical channel that you might want to manage. But I think at this point we have a lot of channels that are sort of, we put things in, we just leave them there. I would like to see a little bit more synthesis of these channels and a little bit more curation. But this is, again, this is up to the people who use these resources. The second channel I want to talk about is the principles of bits to matter to mind. And that seems like a long title, but it's basically about virtual reality and neurotech and some of these other technologies that are emerging that intersect with our nervous system. So there's a channel for virtual reality, for example. We have a lot of virtual reality demos and papers here. We also have open papers, so if people want to start an open paper, we haven't done that yet, but this is something that we may be doing in the future. You may be interested in starting a conversation here. We have documentation. We don't really have a lot of documentation yet. We have network science, which is maybe relevant to some of the things with respect to open source and this set of topics. Then we have very specialized channels like closed loop feedback, which is, this is where we attempt to sort of break down this topic into different themes. So closed loop feedback might be interesting to some people. If they find something in virtual reality or neurotech related to closed loop feedback, they would put it here. Data sets. So there's some data sets that we also exchange. If you go back to the Slack, it's the Data Science ML channel. But this is another place where we look at open data sets. Neurobotics, Gibsonian information, which is one of our in-house topics that we've kind of worked on, our theory that we've worked on. And here's an example paper if you're interested in that and starting a conversation on it. Human augmentation, which is augmenting the human nervous system. Shared interfaces, which is a project that we've been working on as well. And then virtual reality experiments. So there are a lot of different topics here in this channel. And I think that'll be interesting for people who are interested in virtual reality, but they don't know where to guide their interests. Finally, we have this educational Discord. And so one of our themes in our lab is education and research. So the education Discord is, kind of new. We don't really have a lot of content up here. But the idea in the future is to have different course materials up here on topics that we're interested in teaching or imparting to people. So we have this biocomplexity course that I've designed, and this is something for quantitatively oriented biologists. If you're a biologist who's interested in using quantitative methods to understand things like evolution and development and other types of things, then this may be something you'd be interested in. We haven't really I haven't put a lot of effort into making this whole course virtual, but I have some of these materials in this channel, and with enough interest, or at some point we're going to fill this out. We also have a Neuromatch Slow Pod channel, which we haven't really attended to yet, but we're interested. We participate in Neuromatch annually, and this is where we would put these materials if we have someone who wants to run a slow pod, which is to take the Neuromatch materials and unpack them over a number of weeks beyond what Neuromatch does. So and then we'll be having more course materials in here as we move on with, with maybe next year we'll have more course materials. Okay, now I just mentioned that we have links to the Slack and the Discord channels on our website. So if you go to our website at orthogonal-research.weebly.com, you'll see that we have a nice collection of resources here. If you're interested in looking at our different projects, we have websites for different projects. If you're interested in engagement, we have a Medium, which is like a microblogging platform. And then here we have, under engagement, under this tab, we have Slack teams. So the Orthogonal Lab Slack is one link, and that's a launch pass. And the OpenWorm Slack is another link, that's a launch pass as well. And then the Discord servers are beneath that in the dropdown. Big Unfinished Ideas, which is the educational Discord. Principles of Bits to Matter to Mind, which is the VR and Neurotech Discord. And Computational Critical Periods, which is the developmental science Discord. And so if you follow those links, you can join our servers and teams, and you can get going. So if you have any questions, let us know. Visit our website, and thank you.